Good morning, everyone. Another day of Advent of Code. So let's start task 5. I changed layout a bit, so maybe it would be easier to follow. So, wait, what? What is the input? I don't like the input format. Just simply kind of stacks. Okay. The cream. Drawing the statics of craze and okay, so passing would be the challenge here, I think. Okay, there's 3 stacks of crates. Sure. So this, and they are moved one by one, not as a stack. Okay, that's important. Easy. So, okay, this is basically the algorithm description, kind of programming language. And this one is a bit more difficult in terms of input handling, actually. I kind of like it, and it would be a bit longer video. I already have an idea what you would use here. So let me introduce you to parsers. Enlarge it, and we would use the nom library to parse. The issue with that is I didn't use it for a while, so we would try to, to figure the library out, but I know its idea and its top-level API. It is basically what it's called the parser composition library. But let's start with the creating cargo at cargo new day 5. And I'm a bit scared about today thing because, yeah, parsers. Okay, this new layout doesn't work well with my notifications, but I hope we'll figure that out. So let's go here. For now, I will not split it in any way. I have some suspicions that this may be actually the task which would be recurring next days. Then maybe we'll do some refactor for that later, but not today. Cargo at nom. Nom. I would add anyhow in advance, because if there are passes, we may want some error handling there. Let's think about our final structure. We have 2 structures. We have this thing, which is tax description, and we have this thing, which is program description. Let's call it program. Let's take a look at final puzzle input, because I have this. Okay, not so much, but we have. Is there a limit on how many inputs are there? Not sure. Stacks of crates, stacks to count as given, resulting in configuration. Okay, hope my wife would not come in to tell me there's food. As I told her, I am recording, but it may happen. No, I don't see any kind of limit. I know it's 9 for my input, but I would try not to rely on that. Yes. I think for this, I don't even want to use num, or won't I? It's difficult. I know. What do I know? I know nothing. The ship is the giant cargo crane. They don't want to interrupt the crane. They do have a... I want to assume this is always 3 digits. This makes me think we want to assume there's single digit. And this tops 9. Because of this format, I mean, it would be way difficult to implement it if it would be n length. So I guess I am assuming that. I am assuming this is 3 spaces. And this line I would even ignore. Fully ignore it. This is the idea. If this would be just a line with numbers, spaces. That's how I approach this. So those are like three characters stuff describing a crate, space, 3 characters, space, and so on. This is how this thing is built. 3 spaces is empty crate. It's no crate. Right. So let's design our input, because this is kind of more difficult one. Extract what's next. Ooh, I want stacks. Input. And I have stacks. And I would, stack is a vector, and I want a vector of stack. And type stack is a vector of, let's call it character. Let beauty fade. Doesn't matter actually. So I have my stacks. And then what I have is a program. And I would say extract command has count. How many do we move? Source, from where do we move? So target, so where do we move? Okay, and I call program being vector of commands. Easy, nice. It is derive, clone and debug. This is, how do we see that? Next, let me pause notifications in advance, as I don't want to be, surprised as yesterday. And now I want pass for this. First, I want a parser for this. So let's go to num, and to see parsers, like those small parsers, are just functions like this. I'm pretty sure that this result is, yeah, it's some parsing error. I don't remember. It could be, I think, anything. I think so. It's from hex. This is what is returned by. This is what is returned by parser. I think. Right. I think so. from hexes. Mapping this. So first I want my create parser. Create parser. It takes some input. It returns a result of a string, and the type I actually return. The string is, as far as I remember, the type of input. We can go and check a result for that. But the first thing would be I, which is input, O, which is output, E is passing error, and error is doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to the parser itself, and we will try to return option. Our create would be very simple. It would be option of character. If there is create, it would be contained character. If there is no create, nothing. So it's option of a character. And I want to pass it. And this would be, I think, easy. Let's go to there should be this choosing a combinator. I want tuple combinator actually, probably. This is this token probably. Stack. Take. I will explain it second, but I think I want this. It's a tuple. And I do that by passing a tuple of combinators like this. So, except I don't want to this or this. There is another thing there, which is take while sequence. There's press this one. Press seat, which is returning me the second part if it's preceded by the previous, but I also need the other one. The only thing I don't like it, I would like to have something like surrounded. So this precede is if you have this input, and for this ABXY, it would return me XY, and Z is the rest of the input, right? So this XY is preceded by AB, if it makes sense. Terminated is the other way around. So, and in the middle, I just want to pass a single character. But I want any character. Because car takes me the character I expect, right? I don't want this. I probably want take. Take takes me for hell. I want take one. But maybe there is single character one. Let me integers. I can take one integer, but I don't care about integers. Character. Character these functions is something not very interesting. No, I don't think so. So how would do that? We would do a parser like preceded, and here I want to have, I think, char being this, and then terminated. And first argument of terminated is what I pass. So I pass take one, and then I have character like this, except it is obviously non-sequence. Would be non-sequence. This would be yeah, I was afraid that maybe I just should update the cargo tom. I would say cargo tom. It reloads my cargo projects in for new. Yeah, now it looks like I think I want the complete one. I never remember the difference, but char it would not work exactly because char is an actual function. Let's use non-character complete char as char. You would do that, and we would use char to make it not collide with normal character. Nice. And this is my parser, and I want to pass input to that. Like this. Yeah, crate is not the best name probably, I guess. Show me now norm example. Okay, so this is, yeah, actually that's why I wanted tuple, by the way, because I have to destructure it in a way, probably. So let's go with tuple, because it would be a bit easier to work with, because I just do this way. A bit easier to think about than two nested ones. What do I do then? Where's an example combinator? I have this, like this, I think. And I just pass input. And what it gives me, it gives me, let's give me rest of the input, right? And it gives me my tuple where I want to destructure it, so I ignore some of those things. I guess that it may not like the name of crate exactly. Let's call it crate underscore. Okay, not proper input. And what I want to do here, I want to return OK, which is tuple of rest of our input, and I want to return option over character. Oh, for now, let's make it some character. C0. There's only one character. Yeah, I guess. It's yeah, get 0. Because it's a string, I cannot just index it. How do I get the first item from the string? Something you do not do commonly actually. Good. I can go with chas and fast. I think that's the easiest way. Yeah, because the thing is, because of UTF, it's not so easy to access the first item because it needs to pass the bit if there's a proper UTF character. And I decided we are going for proper UTF. That's why I use char instead of U8. Doesn't matter. I just take next. And here I will unwrap, and there is the reason why I use take one, which means there is exactly one character, because this is how take one works. If there would be no characters or not enough, it would not match this parser. There would be a parsing error. Now, why doesn't it like this one? Okay, because it couldn't figure out this U size. Doesn't matter this much. So okay, now unused warnings. This is good, but there's a problem. I also need to. There may be a case. There is another representation which is all the empties. So let's make it. Let some parser here. This some parser. This one guy. Save it. We can use some parser here for now. Cannot borrow some parser. What's wrong here? Let's show me the consider changes to be mutable. Oh, yeah, because it has to be mutable when I call it. Yeah. And now I would do mut non-parser, which is very easy. It's just tag of 3 empty spaces like this, which should be okay. I need to go with non-complete tag, and it needs some type annotations. I think would not need them. The final parser would be, give me a second, I need to go check with my wife because something is happening here. There. Okay, I'm back. So I want to create the final parser, which is an alt, which is either one or second. So let's check this. That there should be alt, yeah, which is either one on the other one. So let's make it alt. It's a tuple of some parser, non-parser. We can't label that. Now it cannot find me an alt. Let's clean up this. I don't need those anymore. Why it doesn't like those? I always don't get it. I have my puzzle. Let's try to inline them for a second, if it would work, if it's inlined, because typing in this library is an issue for me always. No, hopefully it doesn't work. Hopefully, because it would mean something. Let's build it and see the proper error. It's cha-cha. Result, cha-cha result. Let's think about it. Returns result. It doesn't tell me too much. I think that tag might be, yeah, this is bytes. And let's check if it's, yeah, because there are two types of parsers in NOM. There are character-based parsers and binary-based parsers, and we mixed them up, which was a problem. And now, no, unresolved. What's wrong? Oh, my son is very sad. No, it's not the thing. Oh, I get it. This parser, that's the thing. This parser returns nothing, or it returns the string. Yeah, it returns different values. We want this to return proper values. So what I want to do, I want to map this, because map with option. I want to option wrap this. Right? There is the map. This guy. I'm wondering because there's, it says it's a function. Combinator. Let's find me parser map. So I probably can do even that, which probably was introduced. Yeah, it is introduced after I last used that, and I want to wrap it with some. What the fuck? Sorry, it's like I'm kind of new to that. I didn't use the node for a long time. Map. Parser map. So I have a parser self, self is a parser. What is a self? Self is a parser. It's a treatment input output error. It's a parser. It's a function from output to new outputs which maps me. Why it doesn't work? Oh, it's a tuple. So let me make it this way. Tom create parser. Oh, I muted the wrong thing. I hope Jacob would not be angry he's on the stream this time. This is actually personal Slack, not a work one, so I don't care this much. And I want this as my return type. All right, now I go here I want this. And what I am doing here is basically what I did before, that I, and then whatever, let's call it create whatever, and here I pass the input, right? Except I return next. Okay. If there would be nothing, I would actually return none. The option over here, it's okay. Or just next. Yeah. And it's already its way. And here there would be some create parser. And here I would just map it, whatever it is just known. And now I just return this, I guess. This doesn't need to be mutable anymore, right? Yeah, so what this is the helper parser, obviously I created as the very beginning. Then I have parser for non-variant, and then I have there you go. Then I have parser combining them with the alternative. Okay, now this is the first step. Now I want to read all the lines like this. I want to read the whole line. I need to I can create lines. And what I want here, I want actual vector over option of her, because I want to exactly know position of options. I don't want to just ignore nonce. I want them to be there. Right? I want them to be there. So what do? I am using the let. I use the parser, which is called delimited, I guess. This one. Let me show it on the example. Oh, delimited is what I was looking here for here. Oh, I messed up. This one? Just this one, I guess. Would be easier. It should be the same. Now this should be the same. So I want this is separated, but I want something like this. I want separated list, probably. I think so. So what I want to do is separated list. I don't think it matters. I mean, we can go with 0. There would be some risk for sure. First is the separator, which is char being a space, single space. This is very strange parser where I cannot assume the spaces are not important. Spaces are very important for this one. The create, and I just pass my input. Why is my okay code didn't work for some reason, but it works. So I have my lines. Easy enough. Line. I want my lines, which is vector over option character, like this. And it's funny, it's another separated list 0, but this time new line. Let's call it new line. Let's make it simple. Yeah. So I have vector lines. I would need to transpose it. But then I want my stacks description, function stacks, and what do I do here is it returns me vector stack, right? Let description line it is parser, which is like, I think there is a spaces. Exactly. Recognizes 0 more spaces. And this line, I would just ignore it completely. I would just count from 1, just this. I would assume they are in order. I hope that's okay. So I would just assume there are only digits and spaces, right? So I would just go like very, very simple parser, which is alt of either character being a space or being a digit. Give me digit. Digit 0. Or a digit 1. And I want tuple. All right. Digit 0. Complete digit 0. No, this input is not needed here. What is your problem, man? Oh, they do not return the same thing. But I want to completely ignore It's result. There may be even easier way to do that, actually, but I don't care for now. I just want to ignore the result. I want to have an argument here. Yeah, now it's better because yeah, there was mismatch on type. And then I want to have many of those. Yeah. I don't care how many. Many zero, let's say. Go this way. And I just want it to be terminated with new line. Terminated with double new line. If I recall correctly. Let me see on my example. Double new line, you see? Okay. This is my description line. And what I want to do, I want my passes with input, and then I have my lines and my I don't care. And this is tuple. I want my lines being does separate at least include the last one. No. So this is actually not a separated list. Look, this is terminated separated list of this thing. Is there a space after the last one? I hope not. I hope there is never one. I could add it later, but let's assume there is nothing like that. This is terminated with new line, and there are many of those. But I want them to be separated, not separated, I want them to be like terminated with new line. So this is terminated. So this is just terminated, create lines with description line, input. Nice. Now difficult thing, I have vector of vectors of the lines and I want to kind of transpose them. I can check if there is transpose for that, but I don't think so. Zip manner. I don't think so. I know a couple of ways to do that, but today we'll do this with iter tools I mentioned before, but there is a function I want to use. Iter tools. Let me go here. There is a function called transpose, right? Or there is no function called transpose. No, there is not. But there should be another function. We are where? Now we are here, transpose? No. But there's this thing called zip, but I think there is zip, multi-zip. How does it work? It takes multi-zip results inputs. Okay, multi-zip tu the iterator. Check the example. We have tuple of iterators. We will not have tuple. We have we have list of iterators. izip. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. With lines. Okay, we're folding because I cannot find anything. We are going from top to bottom, right? I would assume the input is correct, so there is no like holes in between. So how do I do that? I go with lines. Let stacks is lines. Wondering how does it line into iterator filters ref. It is not exactly what I want, is it? No. I want to fold it instead. What do I fold it to? The length of this is the length of the every line. I assume lines are of equal length here. It has to be a case. Otherwise we are in big trouble. We start with empty vector. Let's say we have line. Line is our vector of what? Vector of option of characters, right? No. Let first its lines match lines get 0. Get is like indexing, but it may return none if there is nothing there. Some v, so it would be count. How many? I assume there is equal length, so I will just take the first length. Sum is. I would even assume that this part could be missing, but it doesn't matter. Hold on. This is how many I have those? No. Just return me okay input and empty vector. If there's nothing, there's nothing. Doesn't matter. Okay. Stack. I have folding. Now my vector is vector of empty vectors. And how many of them? Count of them. Okay. Then what I do, I would go with Okay, there are two arguments. Stacks line. I go with stacks dot itamut. I don't want to destructure this thing. Zip line. So line is a vector, sure, vector of those things. My stacks is vector of corresponding stacks. I would go for here. For stack item in the zip. Right, this thing. If I assume they are all equal length, actually. If let's home, if there is an item, push it to stack. I do not collect when I fold. And then I need to give back the stacks. Sure. So I folded it. My stacks should be new stacks. Except they are reversed. All of them are reversed because I collected it top to bottom. So this is first element, this is last element, and because of how we would later operate on them, we want them to be first. So for let's do them mutable, so I don't need to relocate them. For s in stack itamut, reverse this and return me okay input stack. I could probably do more error handling here, but I don't care. Cannot borrow mutably stacks because I need them to be mutable here. And it should return me stacks, basically, if I call this. Probably. So let's make module tests. I didn't do that before because we were like working on like very simple things, but now we want some unit test. Here. Let's stack function stack parsing. Let stacks is, oh, I never remember the syntax for that. I think that's the syntax for that. This is my stack description. So this is raw string, so I don't want any spaces, just extra spaces at the very beginning. Let I stacks be super. In this thing, I often use super everything. I want my stacks. I would ignore, or I would not ignore it. For test, I would not ignore it. I would most probably ignore it later. Assert equality input should be empty. Assert quality, I would need to make stack is is equality checkable. So let's make stacks being first stack is vector of, I hope it is the n. I am just looking at the example right now. Second one is m c d. All right, and then vec p. and I want the rest to be ignored. Okay, I don't care to format it. It was easier for me to write it. Running 0 tests. That's not what I wanted to see. Honestly, yeah. This is test. Failed. Something is wrong. Who would expect? I would. Let's figure out what is wrong. Something about this many zero is 6 would probably point me to this thing, which is not very helpful. Yeah, that's why you do proper error handling, so you don't have this kind of stuff. But you know what I can do? I can debug. I can see basically everything. Start here on the stacks function. Or not. Know what I would do? I don't know what I would do. I would just first start with this maybe. So it passes me all the letters D, N, C, Z, M, P. Okay, all of them are passed. And sorry. To się nagrywa. My daughter wanted to say hello, but she ran away. So we know this passes, and this is not a problem. Let's see if I didn't split it. I have a feeling about that thing. This many zeros. It's like character empty. Because but many zeros here terminated with this passes me lines. Oh, this thing. New line, and I need another new line. I think this is a problem because I want those two new lines here. Input an N for many zero. Now I'm surprised. Let's try ignore this test. Let function lines passing. And it would be very, very similar one, except my input would be just my lines. I need to see if this is okay. I need the last new line, obviously. And let me do this like, let e the lines is this, how it's called, creates lines, guys. And now I want asset equal e is this, and I would do quick asset d and first line is known sum d known. This is the first line. Second line is sum n sum c known, right? And the last one is sum z mp. Okay, this is what I expected to be, and let's use this test for now. This passes, that's good. This is something wrong with my termination. With this one, I assume, actually. So it's either, it's many zeros. It's many, sorry. It's many. Many occurrences of either space. Tell me this, those are spaces. Those are spaces. Or digit. I can even do this like multi-space. Can do it like this. So either this or this, and this should be terminated with nothing, with two new lines. How it doesn't work, tell me. I don't like how it tells me about errors actually. Error input 1, 2, 3, and n. Let's try different approach a bit for this description line. Let description line be use we had this list separated list 0. Separator would be multi-space 0. So spaces are separator for this. We don't care about how many times. We want to have digit 0. So we want some digits, basically. Digit 1, even. So it has something. And multi-space 1, go this way. So there is always at least one space. So but leave it this way for a while. We'll see. Maybe those compile errors would solve out themselves, probably. Oh, yeah, it solves out themselves. And then I want this separated list to be delimited with multi-space 0 on the one side and with multi-space 0 on the other side. Multi-space 0 on the other side would also ignore me those guys. And yeah, it should be good enough, actually. Doesn't matter how many enter, because we'll start with this move, for sure. Okay, now it works. Probably there was some problem with that. Something ate those ends. I don't know what was the problem exactly, but it doesn't matter. It works. We can remove this debug. And now it's there would be the easy part. The easy part would be passing this move. What is that? FM comment. I result. Let's like, what is comment? The comment. Comment. Like this. What do I do? Let's see. I just use double and stack. I go let whatever count. First let's e whatever count, whatever source, whatever target. I don't have any more forevers. Like this, it is a tuple. Tag move, tag move space. We could add some multi-spaces or something, but here it's so well defined that I assume this is exactly how it is. Delete at least one. So this requires them there to be some digits. Let count is counted pass. I can go with unwrap because I know there are only digits, and it cannot be anything happening there. Maybe out of. Okay, let's try if I can just do this, because yeah, I can just do this for now, right? Or not? Oh, I need to make it this way. Yeah, there's this problem with error parsing and forwarding it. I think I can do. Let's go error and let's use anyhow error. I'm not sure if it would work at all. We'll try that, but it may fail. Yeah, because that, guys, returns different stuff. You know what? For this puzzle, I don't want to go crazy and do it for the whole day. It should always work. So it's not like you cannot do proper error handling it, but you need to go deeper into how it's done with the nom, which I don't remember, and I just want to finish this thing. Command pass input. result from there. Here I'm going back to my thing. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just call the function input actually to be, you know, conformant with the previous, consistent with the previous days. I don't care about this. Oh, probably error is right now. Is that some go with map? I'm wondering because this is probably yeah. The thing is that error, parsing error, is time lifetime bound to input string. So we want to just clone it if there is something. Doesn't matter this much. Input should work. I would be lazy here and instead of write test, I would do let input. I would be very lazy here. I would be very lazy here. Input would not even have string here. Let in log lines collect. I would just collect lines to vector to some result, get back an error. I collect it to the vector and then I do let s dot concatenate. I would just oh, it's like not concatenate. It's like join. I would join it with string, and then the input is the string, I guess. And then I don't care about this at all. And then I just let this input. And what do I do here is debug. Okay. I think I completely overcomplicated it, but I hope you're used to that. I want my test input here. I want cargo run this with my test input, and I want to see what are my stacks. ZN, MCD, P. Okay. Now I want to find all my debugs because I think I left something on parsing. Okay. I want to get rid of my debugs. And I want to finally solve the part 1. Input is input. I call it is input. I'm pretty sure I need to clone this in, and I want to just operate on them. Or not. I changed my mind. Stacks is input. Stacks stacks clone. I just want to clone my stacks because I don't want to actually clone the program. For command in input program, let moved is stack command source. There was this thing, we used it last time. Is it standard library here? Standard library. Let's go to string, to vector. Does this function? Not drop, not drain. Very similar to drain. Very similar one. Splice. Split off. Exactly. I could split off. Let from is stack command source. Nope. Let bit of index. Right. Okay. Now I do move dot reverse, and I go target append moved. With that. So I did it. Devs just need to know which crate will end up on top of each stack. I'm wondering if I could do it like way easier, like just be smart. Just be smart about moving and figure out. But I think that there could be kind of deep shuffling there. So let's figure. Anyway, we are already there. So I want to collect the last item, right? So what I want? It would return me a string this time. I would just go for stacks. I would iterate through them. Here to map. Either would be empty, I just do nothing, I guess. Last one. And I collect them the string. Part one. I hate unused imports for some reason. One thing, indices. To make it easy, let's go for comments parsing. To make it easy, source and target there are one base index in the examples. But in our program, it would be the easiest way would be just to rebase them to 0 this way, and this time it should work. CMZ, which is what we expected. Day 5. In. I guess it's easy enough. Submit my answer. Oh my god. It's not the right answer. Not the right answer. I have a suspicion that there may be empty and then there should be a space. Let's figure it out if there is a case by map it last unwrap or space. This may be a case. Let me build it. Oh. Yeah, we have an empty thing here. That would be fun. And let's say, is the program long? What you can do, which sometimes help with that, moving command, I would go with not command cut, I would do moved iter clone collect this way, so I want this. Stacks. I want to show exactly this how the stacks was. Do it this way. And direct it to less, maybe. So I start move 2 from 2 to 8 from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's okay. Move 2 from 2 to 8 to CP from WT to 8, which is NL something go here. Right, CP, CP. So we would have P, because it would be reversed. We put P on top and then we put C there. Moving QR next from 1, QR from FPG to DPJ to 6. It's not passing error of any kind, I think. I want to print stacks. No more. This is like debugging. You don't do this often this way, but yeah, I want to do this. And I would like to note input is clone. Yeah, I would clone whole input here. For the reason no, I don't want to change that actually. I will print stacks here, and after every move, the whole move. And after every move, I would also, after the end of print stacks, I would go with print some separator. Let's go. Let's try it. First, we need to verify if it is properly read, but it looks very much fine to me. It's okay. Then I move 2 from 2 to 8. Oh! From 2 to 8. They never change. Or do they? Oh, sorry. I did +1, so I can think about this in terms of the task. I move CP 2 to 8, so JPC. Then 2 from 1 to 6. 2, right? And 6 should be... It doesn't make sense because it works properly. Let's go to the very end. How it looks like. D, H, B, J, Q, J, space, C, W. After the array procedure completes, what crate ends up on top of each stack? H, B, J, Q, J, space or no space. We tried both. W. Right? I want this. +1s because I obviously moved them and I want to keep them. This is the initial, which we verified already. 2 from 2. To 8. Good. Let's go for some here. 7 letters from 5. Wait, what? There are no 7 letters on 5. That's something which I expect. is there the step 7 from 5 to 4, and this is move. First we move 2 from 2 to 8. 1, 2 from 1 to 6. So this QR ends up RQ here, and then we go 8 from 7 to 1. 1, 2, oh sorry, here, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The whole thing goes to 1, G, R, T, J. It's okay, it's okay. 7 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's okay. 7 from 5 to 4. It seems okay. 1 from 6 to 4. Yeah. 1 from 6 to 3. It looks... Nothing is wrong here. It's like 16 from fast to 9. But fast is like massive here. And now this, it's like, is it 16 really? After maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like it is. And it's always reversing, right? 2 from 1 to 8. 1 is C. 8 should, no, and not PC. It was empty, yeah. At the end, variant 3 from 4 to 3. It's fine. One from C. Oh wait, Elvis just need to know in this exam the top C stack. No, it's exactly what I did. This is the final message. Right, this is my puzzle input, right? This is the same, yeah, this is... Let's see. No, I mean, we check if this passes correctly, so this is okay, for sure. One thing I didn't check is actually if this passes correctly. If I didn't skip and like... I see something. I think we skipped last. 1, 3 to 6. We skipped the last, I think, on reading. Wow. Input. Because it is not new line terminated. Wow. It's not. Yeah. That's why you need to have properly properly defined input, because it is separate voice on the very beginning. Oh. Like I hate this kind of stuff, and I could test it. I could test against it, by the way, but I'm lazy. Yeah, I am too lazy to get to test. Don't be me, because yeah, if you have this kind of input, you should. What I should do basically is I should create a proper test for the whole passing, the final pass, and then I would figure out that last line is missing and something is wrong. Or also you properly test, properly report your errors, because I could test if the whole input is swallowed, and it would be very helpful. Some modules covering writing on the side of the current quick. This one is trivial. We actually did it in the way it makes it trivial. What happens is we do not reverse the order here. Wow. This is chance. Yeah, I had to make sure that this is the same. Yeah, the second one was like, yeah, I never more need this. Yeah, nice one. I mean, the true challenge today was passing. Parsing is always not trivial, especially that I didn't do parsing for a long time. Like a long time before, I was playing with some language processing. So parsing is something I did in past, and I know the known library, but I didn't do it for so long. I probably could do it way better, especially error handling. But yeah, I already seen that. I've already seen that the task would be longer than usual, so I didn't want to waste time on that much. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you stayed with me to the end, then yeah, it was quite a journey. See you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.